Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jaya Pataka Swami Maharaj on December 25th, 2021 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Pangun Langayate Girim Sri Guru Pinatharinam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram
Hare Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
So today we are reading from the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book, and today's chapter is entitled as Explanation of the Word Atma, 3 Mana, 4 Yatna, and 5 Vritti in Atma Rama Part 2. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Chapter 24, Text 176.
ব্রজের পক্ষীগণ কৃষ্ণনিষ্ঠ মুনি। শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের দশম স্কন্ধের 21 অধ্যায়ের 14 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে
কৃষ্ণেক্ষিতং তদুদিতং খলবেণু গীতং আরুহ্য ये দ্রুমবোধান রুচিরপ্রবালন শৃण्वन्ति मे नितदृशो विगतान्यवाचा.
My dear mother, in this forest, all the birds, after rising on the beautiful branches of the trees, are closing their eyes and, not being attracted by any other sound, are simply listening to the vibrations of Krishna's flute. Such birds must be on the same level as purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.14. This statement was made by the gopis who were lamenting in separation from Krishna and studying how the inhabitants of Vrindavan were enjoying life like saintly persons.
So even the birds are ecstasy listening to the sound of Krishna's flute.
So even the birds, they were in ecstasy listening to the sound of Krishna's flute.
They were closing their eyes and completely absorbed.
They were closing their eyes and were completely absorbed.
So just as great saints meditate on Krishna,
Just as saints meditate on Krishna,
these birds are meditating on the sound of Krishna's flute.
the birds were meditating on the sound of Krishna's flute. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 177.
ব্রজের ভৃঙ্গগণ কৃষ্ণনিষ্ঠ মুনি। শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের দশম স্কন্ধের 15 অধ্যায়ের 6 শ্লোকে রয়েছে
O good fortune personified, O original personality of Godhead, all these bees are chanting about your transcendental fame, which will purify the entire universe. Indeed, they are following your path in the forest and are worshipping you. Actually, they are all saintly persons, but now they have taken the form of bees. Although you are playing like a human being, they could not forget that you are their worshipable being. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.15.6. Krishna and Balaram were just on the verge of boyhood and were entering the forest of Vrindavan when Krishna began to offer prayers to please Balaram.
This shows how the bees in Vrindavan
It shows how the bees in Vrindavan
are also meditating on Krishna and Balaram.
are also meditating on Krishna and Balaram.
And therefore, they're like great saintly devotees,
And therefore they are like great saintly devotees.
are fixed, their consciousness is fixed on the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Their consciousness is fixed on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 178.
ব্রজের হংস সারসাদি পক্ষীয় কৃষ্ণনিষ্ঠ মুনি শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের দশম স্কন্ধের 35তম অধ্যায়ের 11 শ্লোকে রয়েছে
All the cranes and swans in the water are being enchanted by the melodious song of Krishna's flute. They have approached and are worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full attention. Alas, they are closing their eyes and are becoming completely silent. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.35.11. In the day Krishna went to the forest of Vrindavan, and at that time the gopis, being morose due to separation from him, were lamenting in this way.
The gopis were fully conscious of Lord Krishna.
The gopis were fully conscious of Lord Krishna.
And when they saw the birds in the water, the cranes, the swans,
And when they saw the birds in the water, the cranes, the swans,
with their eyes closed, and Krishna playing on his flute,
and their eyes closed to Krishna playing on his flute,
they were feeling that these birds are simply meditating on Krishna.
they were feeling that these birds are simply meditating on Lord Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 179.
শুদ্ধ ভক্ত কৃপায় অশুচি জাতিরও শুদ্ধি শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের দ্বিতীয় স্কন্ধের 4th অধ্যায়ের 18 শ্লোকে রয়েছে
Kiratas, Hunas, Andhras, Pulindas, Ukasas, Ambiras, Sumbas, Yavanas, and members of the Kasha races, and even others who are addicted to sinful acts, can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18. This verse was spoken by Sukadev Goswami when Parikshit Maharaj asked him for a description of the creation. While offering obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sukadev Goswami described the unlimited potencies of Lord Vishnu, who can purify the low-born creatures mentioned herein.
So this verse declares that people are addicted to sinful activities.
So this verse declares that people who are addicted to sinful activities,
If they take shelter of the pure devotee of Krishna,
they take shelter of the pure devotee of Krishna.
since Krishna is all powerful,
Since Krishna is all powerful,
then they can be purified.
then they could be purified.
And so, Sukadeva Goswami is offering his obeisances to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So Sukadev Goswami is offering his obeisances to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 108.
ধৃতি শব্দের অন্য অর্থ কিংবা ধৃতি শব্দে নিজ পূর্ণতা দিগে ন কয় দুঃখাভাবে উত্তম প্রাপ্তে মহাপূর্ণ হয়
The word Dhriti is also used when one is fully perfect in knowledge. when, due to having obtained the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one has no material miseries, he attains Mahapurna, the highest level of perfection.
Kriti is used when one is perfect in knowledge.
Riti is used when one is perfect in knowledge.
So, this way, by using the word Driti in the Atmarama verse,
So in this way, by using the word Riti in the Atmarama verse,
it signifies that one engaged in devotional service and achieve complete perfection.
it signifies that if one engaged in devotional service can achieve complete perfection,
At the highest level of perfection.
or the highest level of perfection. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 181.
ধৃতির সংজ্ঞা ভক্তির সমৃত সিন্ধু গ্রন্থের দ্বিতীয় স্কন্ধের চতুর্থ অধ্যায়ের 144 নম্বরে রয়েছে
Yudhisya Purnata Jnana Dukhavavotamapipi Aprahati Dhanashtata Navisham Sochanadikrit.
Priti is the fullness felt due to the absence of misery and the attainment of knowledge of the Supreme Lord and pure love for Him. The lamentation that accrues from not obtaining a goal or from losing something already attained does not affect this completeness. Purport. This verse is found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.4.144.
Kriti is expressed when he has full and transcendental knowledge bliss.
It is expressed when one is full in transcendental knowledge and bliss,
And thus free from all miseries.
and thus free from all miseries.
This is a permanent state.
This is a permanent state. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 182.
শ্লোকার্থ কৃষ্ণ ভক্ত দুঃখহীন বাঞ্ছান্তরহীন কৃষ্ণ প্রেম সেবা পূর্ণ আনন্দ প্রবীণ
A devotee of Krishna is never in a miserable condition, nor does he have any desire other than to serve Krishna. He is experienced and advanced. He feels the transcendental bliss of love of Krishna and always engages in his service in full perfection.
In the material world, one feels misery when one is hankering for some material sense gratification.
In the material world, one feels misery when one is hankering for some material sense gratification.
But the devotee, like Krishna being fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, doesn't feel such misery.
But the devotee, feeling absorbed and engaged in Krishna consciousness, doesn't feel such misery.
So, this fullness in devotional service is expressed here.
So this fullness in devotional service is expressed here. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 183.
কৃষ্ণ সেবাতেই ভক্তের সন্তোষ অসন্তোষমূলক অন্য কামাভাব শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের নবম স্কন্ধের চতুর্থ অধ্যায়ের 66 শ্লোকে রয়েছে
Matsevaya prathitam te salokhyati chadushayam echanti sevaya purna kutonya kala viplutam.
My devotees, having fulfilled their desires by serving me, do not accept the 4 kinds of salvation that are easily earned by such service. Why then should they accept any pleasure that are lost in the course of time? This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.67.
Material pleasure has a beginning and an end.
Material pleasure has a beginning and an end.
And the devotees are happy, they serve Krishna, that has no end.
But the devotees are happy serving Krishna that has no end.
Even the devotees don't accept the four kinds of liberation, and they are not with service to Krishna.
Even the devotees does not accept the four kinds of liberation if they are not connected to their service. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 184.
সর্বেন্দ্রিয়ে কৃষ্ণানুশীলন নিষ্ঠ ভক্তই ধীর ও স্থির। শ্রী গোস্বামী পাদোক্ত শ্লোক
ঋষিকেশে ঋষিকানি যস্য শৈর্যগ্রাণিঃ স এব ধৈর্যম আপ্নোতি সংসারে জীব চঞ্চলে।
In this material world, all living entities are disturbed due to their flickering position. A devotee, however, is fixed in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, the master of the senses. Such a person is to be considered situated in endurance and patience.
Those in the material world who have some desire are naturally disturbed.
Those in the material world who have some desire are naturally disturbed.
And one can be fixed in devotional service and they will not be disturbed.
But if one can be fixed in devotional service, they will not be disturbed.
They are ever blissful.
They will be ever blissful. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 185.
আত্মারামাহ ধীতিমন্ত মুনয়ঃ পক্ষিগণ নির্গ্রন্থা মূর্খগণ চ অবধারণে ইহা অপি সমচ্চয়ে ধৃতিমন্ত্র হইয়া ভজে পক্ষী মূর্খচয়ে।
The word cha is for emphasis, and the word api is used to indicate and aggregate. Thus, it is to be understood that even dull creatures, birds and illiterates, can also be situated in endurance and engage in Krishna's devotional service.
So, Krishna service is practiced by the animals as birds and illiterate beings.
So, Krishna's service can be done even by the animals, the birds, and the illiterate.
So, devotional service is panacea for everyone.
So, devotional service is a panacea for everyone. Thus ends a chapter entitled Explanation of the word Atma, 3 Mana, 4 Yatna, and 5 Vritti in Atmarama. Under the section, the 61 explanations of the Atmarama verse.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.